What's going on, guys? Bree, I see you calling me out. Wait, I should probably turn on my mic. Hold on. Wait, it is on. Look at that. I'm prepared. I know what I'm doing. They're talking on Discord and you forgot to go live. You know that's not the case. Look at you go. What's going on, Worldsy? I think Worldsy was first in the chat. At least he was first to say something. Mex Kid announcing first right after. How are you guys doing today? What's going on, Patty Quinn? Really, really good to see you. Who else is here? Myself. I almost said hi to myself. Pappapaws, of course, is here. I already said nice to see you to you in person, so. Ginger, hi. I love the hype. I love it all. That's so awesome. You know, sitting here and waiting and anticipating for it to start fangirl screams. Just watching some old school Raw. Nice. You want to interview Pappapaws. I know. I'm excited to do it. I'm very excited to do it. Sitting here waiting for the show to start and like the anticipation building has really shown me that I want like a pre-roll, like a little intro so that people know that it's starting. That's what I've learned so far about my stream. But you know, I want to start the sentence for those who don't know. But what I think is really cool about Pappapaws is that you definitely know who he is. You know, no pun intended. He's definitely one of the more positive people I've ever met on this stream. On Twitch, on this platform. I feel super, super blessed to have met him. One of the chillest guys that I know to talk to and really bounce ideas off of. And I'm really excited to just have a conversation for everyone to really interact with. Of course, near the end, I'm probably going to reach out to you guys and we'll see what other questions that we can ask too. But without further ado, let me unmute my desktop audio. See, I had to do that to prepare myself. And let's go ahead and jump into the interview screen. The man who needs no introduction. No introduction. Pappapaws, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, man?
Nothing. Just coming to hang out.
Yeah.
Benny wants to hang out and say hi to chat right away.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm excited for your stream. Excited to be interviewed.
Yeah.
And excited for this chat who's just popping off right now.
Yeah, no, you're not lying. I'm super excited too. Super happy to have you on here. When I asked you about the the interview thing, I was like, hey, do you see down there where it says interview me? You're like, oh, is this what you wanted me to do? I was like, oh, this guy's a legend. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, dude.
Not a problem. It's my pleasure.
Some guys were making some jokes saying that you're probably going to nod off on stream because you're not usually up this late.
It's probably true. It is way past my bedtime.
Yeah. So thank you for making time.
Work all day.
Yeah.
So we will still rock it out. I'm okay. I'm awake. I'm energized.
Yeah. I have to ask. His beard is 10 out of 10. Absolutely. I have to ask. When you started streaming, what convinced you to take the angle of mental health advocacy and really try to help the people that come to your stream the way that you do?
So when I started streaming was right in the middle of COVID. So I've been streaming for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
And I knew that COVID was taking a toll on people. And I knew that it was, and I actually want to move your chat in front of me so I could see them. But the whole COVID ordeal and how I was dealing with it, I was like, geez, people really need some help. People really need some positivity. People really need the proper support. And as someone who's studying to get his master's in counseling psychology, I decided, well, one of my buddies convinced me. He's like, why don't you just stream? You've been talking about this for 5 years. Just do it. Just hit the go live button and just do it. So once I hit live, I was like, okay, this is my goal. My one goal and only goal on Twitch is to make a difference in one person's life. I don't care if it's 5 people, 10 people, one person is the only goal, to make a difference in one person's life. And that was the ultimate goal. And we're hopefully making waves and changing some lives and helping people out and seeing where it will take us from here.
So you said that you were thinking of streaming. You've been thinking of streaming for 5 years now, and this was the push that you needed?
We all make excuses for ourselves.
Yeah.
I always complained I was too busy. If it was schoolwork, or if it was, working 5, 6 days a week at a restaurant, or something else going on in my life, I was making excuses for myself on doing things that did not bring me joy. Um,
Mm.
so ultimately, like I've been watching so many streamers for the last 5 years and like learning from them and picking things up. And then I was like, well, you know what? It can't really be that hard.
Yeah.
All you have to do is hit the go play, just be yourself and converse with chat, which sometimes is the hardest thing to do, believe it or not.
Sure.
Especially when you have people like World Z trying to troll you every once in a while. But
I welcome
we,
the
we
trolls.
love people like World Z.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, that's awesome. You said that you're going to school for this mental health. Did you initially think that the internet was going to be the quickest and easiest way for you to get your message out? What kind of platform were you originally looking to build with what you're learning?
So when before I actually wanted to decided that we are going to stream on Twitch, for the last probably 6 months, so 9 months ago, we were talking about running a podcast, a mental health podcast with people in the program. So I have a undergraduate degree in thanatology, which is the study of grief, loss, and death. So there's a lot of knowledgeable people in the program who are all going different ways. Some people are going counseling, some people are becoming teachers, other people are just flat out just still figuring life out. So there's a lot of knowledge in our program, and it was just a matter of how can we use it? How can we reach out to more people in a wider setting? So we're going to create a YouTube podcast. Well, that didn't happen.
Sure.
So I was like, well, Twitch is a great tool. There's at least in the month of July, there was, oh my goodness, I don't even know how many views, but it's absolutely ridiculous how many people watch Twitch. And I was like, Twitch is the outlet. I'm a gamer. I love video games.
Yeah.
I'm not good at them, but I love video games. And this is where I come to check out new video games, to hear content. So I decided for myself, this is the best way. Everybody's stuck at home. This is how we're going to get the message out.
Yeah, you definitely use this platform, one that was probably used exclusively for gaming, toxicity, maybe sometimes not very welcoming, and you've really transformed it. And I see your name in a lot of different places now. People know who you are. And I think that you can see that kind of transcends within the community too, which I really thank you for. You see that positivity, I can see your emotes in my chat right now. Positivity really transcends across the different types of communities who know who you are. So really, honestly, thank you for that. I don't think that I expected something out of Twitch the way that I found you. You mentioned that you started streaming because of one person. I would say one person. You've reached many people, I think. Do you see, because it's not interpersonal, it's not one-on-one for the most part, do you see progress in the people that you speak to? Do you feel that kind of feedback that you think that you need, like if you were a counselor or something of that nature? Or is it more difficult because you're between a screen?
Because I don't see that face-to-face interaction, it becomes very difficult because what I have learned through counseling is that I think it's 85% of counseling is body language.
Yeah.
It's half the things are not said. So for me, not seeing the body language and not having that face-to-face interaction is very difficult. The other thing that's troublesome for me is I have such, and sorry guys, that's Benny. He's super excited right now.
Everyone's probably excited to see
be
Benny.
This late. Yeah. You just sit for a second. But
This is now the Benny show.
It's the Benny show. It's not even the Pappapaws show. It is all about Benny 24/7. But one of the things for me is I have such high expectations and have a way that I see things. because I come from a philosophy minor as well, that sometimes I get lost in a train of thought that I can't really see the concrete results of what's happening.
Sure.
So some people I'm talking to, when they need mental health support, I can't physically see if it's making a difference in their life. I don't know if it's making a difference in their life. I know people could say it's making a difference in their life, but at the end of the day, I don't see those concrete results.
Right.
And I think that's something I personally struggle with in my own life, is that I am someone who needs to see concrete results. And when I don't see concrete results, how do I know if I'm actually making a difference in this world?
Yeah.
How do I know if I'm actually making progress? How do I know if I'm actually hitting achieving any goals that I have? But that's a me thing.
Yeah. And I want to actually talk on that real quick. Talking about goals, it's one thing that I really like about your streams is that you talk about goals. You encourage people on your stream to set their own goals with you. You encourage people to help you achieve your goals and to hold you accountable. Accountability is extremely huge. And I know people can say, Pappapaws, I feel results because of your stream. And like you said, you don't see the concrete results. I can say easily that watching your streams have probably inspired me because of exactly what you said, excuses. I've broken out of the excuses. I've invested more time in myself and in my stream because of the positivity that comes from your stream. Sometimes I'll just chill and lurk in your stream, and there is a message that you say to people who are coming in and returning, and I cannot verbatim remember exactly what it is, but it's you belong here. Can you remind me?
Yeah, you are loved, you are supported, you are appreciated, and you belong here.
And that's
Worldsy's trying to say it, but he always screws it up.
Yes.
But no, but those are the words I try to reiterate time and time again. Why? Because in a world that is selfish, a world that just looks out for themselves, a world that is just struggling to find where we're at, we need to know what love is. We need to know what support feels like. We need to know what appreciation, and essentially all we want to do is belong somewhere. If it's our community, someone else's community, we want to belong somewhere. I think I mentioned this to you yesterday, and we were texting back and forth.
Yeah.
The one thing that everybody wants in this world is love and safety.
Yep.
Love and security. We all seek it. If it's romantic love, if it's just friendship love, and this is where the English language is limited, and this is where I like Greek. Greek has like 6 different words for the word love.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. I can't tell you what those words are right now.
That's okay.
But I believe the one word that I'm looking for right now is filio. Filio is a love for a friend, or a brother, or sister in that matter. It's a love from a friendship level.
You're getting a lot of filio in the chat right now.
Yeah, Sarah knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But then it's also security, right? We want to feel safe. We want to feel like we're protected. That we don't have to worry what is going to happen to us. And I think those are the 2 things that people seek. So that's why I use that tagline over and over and over again, because people need to feel it. People need to feel that warmth. They need to see where that goes.
That tagline helps me when I come in because I'm an overthinker. I overanalyze things, and one thing that I'm afraid of is that one day I will do or say something that, even though our friendship may be here, because of this insignificant thing that I may say or do, will make me lose friends because I don't think that I deserve them or something along those lines. So coming into your chat, hearing those things, watching you interact with people, reaffirming people that our fears are our anxieties, they're not real. Those types of things. It makes my day go a lot smoother. Um, and I honestly think that, yeah, what you're putting out there is very unique. I want to ask you, when COVID hopefully lifts, everything clears up again, where do you see yourself moving in the sphere of mental health, or even Twitch?
For mental health, so the bonus of my program, it's all online. So me doing mental health work, my mental health education will still continue being online. Um, what I do plan. So at one point in time, I was ready to help lead a nonprofit organization. I'm probably going to steer away from that for now.
Mm,
But I think what I want to do is continue to educate myself. I still want to do Twitch. I love Twitch. I love the communities that I'm in. I love the communities um, that support me, that show me love, that show me appreciation, that actually make me feel like I belong here on Twitch.
yeah,
Um, and I want to do some YouTube content too. I want to have these type of podcasts, these type of conversations, where I could just repost it on YouTube and have those difficult conversations. Like, why aren't we talking about PTSD? Why aren't we talking about suicidal ideation? Why aren't we talking about how the LGBTQ plus community um, probably has one of the highest suicide rates? Um, why aren't we having these conversations? And I think they need to be had. And if no one else is going to have them, what what's stopping me from having them? Um, so I think that that's the plan post COVID, is just continue my education, because all we can do is learn and grow. Um, and then two, I want to educate others.
yeah,
I want to grow with this community. I want to grow the knowledge of the Twitch community on what we could do next. And I think this community, your community, my community, all of our communities in Twitch are just such wonderful, beautiful communities who can truly make a difference in this world. And what's stopping us from changing the culture on Twitch?
yeah,
Let's stop this toxic nonsense,
mm-hmm,
and let's bring some love.
yeah.
Let's bring some positivity. Um, I
At
think
what
we all need it.
I agree with you. At what point did you decide that bringing love and helping, in the mental health, um, aspect? At what point did you decide that that was the angle, the approach that you were ready to take as far as a career goes?
Um, so, um, I'm a cradle Catholic who left the church, came back to the church, left partially the church. Um, so that kind of plays a little bit in my background, because coming from a Christian perspective, you're built on this idea of love, that you are loved,
Mm-hmm.
that you are appreciated, that you have this unknowing God who will unconditionally love you no matter what you do.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I know that all too well. I think, yeah, we're similar in that sense for sure.
yeah, and then going away from the whole Christian perspective is, I had a I've had a difficult upbringing, but during that difficult upbringing, the one thing I've had, at least from my grandmother, uh, was always love. Um, Someone who was always there for me, and even people through my lifetime who have taught me how to love and to be better. Um, So it wasn't until I go see a professional counselor. I see them, I haven't seen them in a while, but typically I see them once every 3 weeks,
Mm.
because that's what I need for my mental health. Um, and while seeing this counselor for the last 5 years, the one thing she said to me, she was like, why aren't you pursuing a career in mental health? Why aren't you trying to make a difference in this field? Because one, you are a male, and there's not many male counselors out there.
Oh, interesting.
Two, your the way your mind functions and the philosophical side of you, it allows you to see things from millions of different views at the same time, and it's the reason why you also drive yourself crazy. um, and then the third thing, that she mentioned is, like, when you come to these sessions, you're really intuitively listening to what I have to say, and trying to decipher everything, and my body language, and She's like, I could see how your eyes are moving and how you're processing things, but you're also doing it in a way that's just without emotion to try to read off what's happening. Um, so she was like, you need to do it. So after that, I considered it. And then from that period on, I decided to pursue nothing but mental health.
That's a lot of that. When you say that you visit and you talk to a counselor, what, if you don't mind me asking, was your initial decision? What was your deciding factor that you decided counseling is probably important to me as well? And I'm asking, I guess, on a very personal level. I'm not somebody who visits a counselor, and it has nothing to do with being ashamed of it, but it's definitely something that I've considered. And I'm curious, somebody who now wants to go or is going into the mental health field, who visits a counselor yourself, at what point did you decide this is the right thing for me to do? To visit a counselor yourself?
Honestly, it's the moment when you say, I need help.
Okay.
When you realize, sometimes you may not realize it, but you need help. And not specifically saying you, and it's more of a general statement.
Sure.
When you realize you don't know what to do and you need somebody to help you, you need to go get help. Because even when you see a counselor, so say if I was not ready to go see a counselor and I was going to counseling for the sake of counseling,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to get help in that counseling session because you are not truly ready to receive the help that you want and need. So for me, I knew I needed help. I knew that I was in a deep loop of depression, anxiety, and loneliness, and I did not know where to go with it. I've been seeing a counselor since I was 7, maybe 5. So I've been in and out of counseling for a very long time, but I hated counseling. I always hated counseling until I decided to take that step for myself and truly admit that I needed help. So for the last probably 7 years, but the last 5 years, I've probably enjoyed counseling more than I did in the previous 2 years. But the last 5 years, I've been in and out of counseling, and it's just it's been super helpful for me. And I will also add that finding a counselor is like dating. Not every counselor is for you.
Got it.
Some counselors you'll mesh properly with, others you will not. You need to find the one that works for you. So if a counselor does not work for you, just be honest with the counselor. If they get upset because of it, well, it's definitely not a counselor you will ever see or recommend to anybody. But if you find the one right for you, never let them go.
Okay.
Never let them go. Because that is the person that understands you and thinks like you. So I definitely highly recommend. I recommend to everybody, and this is because this is who I am as a person. Go get counseling if you're ready for the help. If you are not ready for the help, don't do it. But I highly recommend everyone go to see a counselor at some point in time in their life.
I want you to know that I hear that loud and clear. At this point, it's about putting it into words on what it is I want counseling for. But I thank you very much for that. I want to ask you, when you're not streaming, when you're not counseling, I guess is the only way that I can really describe it. What is Pappapaws doing on a regular non-streaming evening? What I mean, like, what do you do to unwind? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of stuff are you hanging out and doing? You know, yelling at Worldsy.
World's actually probably not far. He's probably not far from right.
Playing against
yelling
Worldsy.
and playing games with Worldsy. No,
Nice.
It's honestly, it's been so hard for me to build a routine since I started streaming because I'm always looking to improve myself and to get better with that. Things that I do enjoy outside of being on my computer 24/7 is I love going to check out different breweries. I absolutely love craft beer. Oh my goodness, do I love craft beer.
Nice.
Actually, I love liquor in general. So if there's a good place that makes whiskey, place that makes gin, any type of distillery I'll check out at any point in time.
Yeah. When's the Pappapaws After Dark stream where we all just kind of we grab our drinks and we get drunk with you? When's that coming?
Probably never. Just because it's who I am.
I completely understand.
I might have community day. I might have community days where maybe we just hang out in Discord and have a few drinks and talk about life.
I'm there.
Another thing I love doing, I love going out for dinner. I like going out with friends, or I love going out with just by myself for dinner. I love food.
Nice.
I love food. I love testing out different restaurants. I also
are you a foodie?
I'm a huge foodie. I could tell you I've been to 85% of the restaurants in London, Ontario.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, is it easy to
name them?
What? At this point, is it easy to say you have a favorite? Because if you visited that many, is it easy to just say this is my favorite?
No.
I didn't think so.
Because it depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's like a beer. So for me, I'm a seasonal beer drinker. So right now we're heading into fall. So now it's time for ambers, pumpkin beers, porters, stouts.
Oh yeah.
And then it's also like it's also getting into the whiskeys right now. Heading into fall. Summer is all your blonde beers, your sours.
Oh yeah. Now you're talking.
My gin and sodas. But so it's the same thing with food. There's no favorite place. I'm also an avid golfer.
Oh, nice. That's amazing. I had no idea.
So
I do want to tell you, if you ever make it to Southern California, my buddy's a brewer. He's a lead brew, or I don't even know the term for it. Anyways, he makes all his own beer. So if you ever make it to Southern California, you let me know. I got to introduce you to this guy. But moving forward, you're talking about
my own beer.
You're making your own beer?
Yeah.
Get out of here. What brand are you putting on it?
Yeah.
Are you slapping the paws on it?
No. We can't slap Pappapaws on it because it's illegal. It's against TOS. I wish we could, but
I had no idea.
Yeah, we actually we named it. Oh my goodness, what is the saint? I can't think of we named it after the patron saint of alcohol and bars, which I can't think at the top of my head. But me and my buddy are working on a few. We finished. I just had a porter recently. What did we have before that? It was an amber ale, which is really easy to make. Currently, we're working on a strawberry blonde. So I'm looking forward to seeing when delicious. That is finished fermenting and I could pick it up. But yeah, I play golf. I love playing sports. I love watching sports. But I'm a huge golfer. Typically, I get in for someone who lives in Canada, I get in roughly about 125 rounds, 150 rounds of golf in a year.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people say that they golf, but really what they're doing is they're just grabbing a couple of beers and they're going on that golf cart, and then they're hitting the ball real far. How good you playing?
That's not me.
How good you playing?
I am, and I'm a pretty. So I started golf 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten pretty serious about it, where I paid for lessons, bought new golf clubs. Where I am now, I think I'm a 12 handicap.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so I'm getting better, but I could only improve.
People are saying you're too competitive for that. You're too competitive to go out on the golf course and not win.
I beat all my friends, and they don't like it. So...
That's rad, dude.
Never beat your boss when you go out for golf, except when you go out for golf with him, please destroy him. That's what I did.
No way. That's amazing. I want to.
Yeah, my basketball skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do come from a strong basketball background.
Okay.
I've been playing basketball since I was 14. I'm 6'4", 270 pounds.
And you can't hit those free throws.
268. Oh, I can.
He called you Shaq, so.
Oh, I know he did. I know he did. Fun fact: I won my free throw competition in grade 8.
Oh my god!
But no, I used to play. I used to play center, and I used to play against 7-footers all the time. How is this man single? No
Ginger
idea,
wants your
Ginger.
digits right
You
now.
tell me.
Well, I want to open up the floor real quick. I know it got real light at the end, which is exactly what I wanted. But we're pushing towards the half an hour. I want to open up in case anybody had any question that you wanted to ask. Maybe something along the lines of mental health or Twitch. This guy, I got to tell you, reached out to me and asked me what my goals were. And it was one of the most eye-opening experiences that I've ever had. I don't know how to set goals. And Pappapaws is one of the sweetest guys I've ever known. He's offered to sit down with me and talk goals, specifically with Twitch, because he knows that the passion with Twitch in me keeps growing the more that I do it. If there's anything that anybody wants to ask, something related to beer, golf, anything else that we talked about, maybe something that I didn't get to that I should have got to, I want to open up the floor real quick before I say thank you and goodbye to Pappapaws for this interview. And I know
all questions are fair game. I will answer any question. Yes, mead is delicious.
Nice.
Super tasty.
I don't think I've ever had mead.
It's sweet. So if it's sweeter, it is tasty, but there's lots of sugar. Okay. What is your favorite brand of golf clubs?
Mead is tasty.
I do really like TaylorMades, but I can't afford TaylorMades. So I currently golf with Cobra Fly Z XLs. My driver's a R11, and my putter is Cleveland Golf. But TaylorMade is probably my favorite brand.
Nice. I like that Bree is starting her questions, Dear Papa. Why don't you have a bed frame? Because he's a man. No, that's not fair. But I didn't have a bed frame when I was single. So
fun fact. So the bed frame is no longer. It is nowhere in my house. The reason why I do not have a bed frame is for Benny. With the bed frame, it would raise the bed too high and he can't jump up to it. And even when he could jump up to it, the whole bed would shift, and he did not like that either. So I don't have a bed frame because of my dog. If anyone has a problem with it, I don't care because Benny's better. Do you prefer porter or stout or something more like a Belgian ale in general? BDJ, I like all beer. I do not have a preference with beer. Like I said earlier, I'm a seasonal beer drinker, which means depending on the season, that's what I go for. I will say I do really fancy a very strong IPA. So when I say strong IPAs, I mean like 9-10% IPAs. That's way more innocent than I was thinking. That's really sweet. What happened to the bed frame? I tossed it in the garbage because why am I going to move to too many places with a bed frame? Serious time. Okay, Ginger, what's your serious question? BDJ says good answer.
I got a question. When are you getting a door for your closet?
Okay, so John and I talked about this beforehand. So I took off the closet for the door because it would swing open all the time, and I didn't like it. So I just removed it so it's easier access to my closet. And then now it's easy access for storage too. As you can see, my whiteboard and my stand are right there too. But I will not get one. Maybe I'll get a green screen or something there at some point in time.
I like Queenie Rose's
I've been
question.
I've been looking for a counselor to talk to. Is there any specific one I should look for or no? So from my understanding, Queen, is it depends what you're looking for is one. So a psychiatrist is more there. They're more medical. So they're there to provide you drugs if you need drugs. And then a counselor is more there for your they're both there for your psychological development. But one can provide you drugs, one cannot provide you drugs. I would recommend going to see a counselor if there is a true chemical imbalance within you, then go see a psychiatrist who could then prescribe that medicine for you. So this way you could fix that chemical imbalance. Hopefully that helps. A current net lease, maybe. Bree, what do you tell people who are thinking about getting help but don't know where to start, or may be a bit nervous to talk about it? So Ginger, a lot, and I feel like I'm hijacking John's stream by just like reading chat so quick.
No, this is
but-
perfectly fine. I don't mind. I think that these are questions that definitely need to be answered. They're probably questions that I don't know how to phrase, and yeah, these are definitely helping me at the very least too. So I appreciate everything.
Ginger, to answer your question, and I'll get back to you, Queen, in 2 seconds. To answer your question, when someone asks me for help or what should I do, I always pose them 2 questions. Are you getting help? Are you seeking out professional help? And what are you doing for your self-care? If you say, no, I'm not getting professional help, and no, I don't have a self-care routine, that's when I ask them, what brings you joy? Because it's important to have a self-care routine, and that typically will get people going wherever. And if they're nervous about, like, when you say nervous, Ginger, are you mentioning nervous about going to see someone, or nervous on how to start the conversation with someone? And this is why, like, I always create a open platform and a safe place for people. So this way they could pour their souls at any point in time, because perfect example, like John and I have never met in person.
Right.
I've only seen his face on, well, other than a video chat I've had with him beforehand the other day. I've only seen his face on stream. Right. I've only heard his voice on stream. He's also only heard my voice on stream. So there's that like protective, and this is where I think Twitch is like the best place possible, is because there's that protective, okay. So there's that protective nature on Twitch that you don't know me, I don't know you, so you feel comfortable sharing stuff that you wouldn't share with your best friend or share with a family member. So that's where it's important, creating that safe place on Twitch for people, so this way they could share whatever they want, and then you could hopefully lead them in a direction that is helpful for them. When you, and that's where, to answer your question even further there with the want to call but just can't, that's an issue of not being ready.
Mm-hmm. So
if you're not ready to see, like, you're interested about getting help, but you're not fully committed to wanting to get help yet. So in those circumstances, I would just ask questions. I would ask people who have seen professionals, people who've read different books, read different articles, talked with people who are mental health advocates. If you're in that nervous, not ready stage, I would just ask questions. And if the person retorts back with the question, well, why are you asking? It's simple just to say, I'm just curious, or I'm looking for a friend. You could always, what happens with people who are not ready, they deflect it upon someone else, and not necessarily put it upon themselves. And then Queen Nina, at one time I used to have bad episodes. I appreciate your advice, by the way. Queen Nina, if you did have episodes before, still seek out a counselor first, because that counselor could help you find the underlying issue. And then Shortez says, it's John B. Yes, it's, I don't know which way to point right now.
No, I think it's the other way.
Pointing this way?
You're this way. I'm that way.
So this way.
There it is. Nope, now I'm doing it wrong. There it is.
There we go.
And that's Pappapaws right there. Pappapaws, thank you so much, dude. I greatly appreciate you hopping on and doing this with me.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be part of your community, to hang out, and to redeem some points for an interview.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's awesome to have you in my community as well, and I love being a part of your community. And you can see how much people really, really do appreciate what you are putting out into the world. There's not enough of it, and if there is, it's really hard to find. I feel like it was a fluke for me to find you the way that I did and when I did, and I'm grateful every day that I had. So everyone's throwing up the hearts. I think all the questions have been asked, and you guys know where to reach him. I know that Papa Paws, he always tells me the DMs are always open, and it's not what you guys think. It's not what you guys think. It's just because he's a caring, loving human being.
Yeah.
Cool.
And chat, if you need to hear it today,
he is flirty though.
He's very flirty. And Worldsy, you were the one flirting with me today. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started about that today. But if you need to hear it today, chat, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are supported, and you belong in all of our communities.
Yep.
I'm sure I could speak on behalf of John on this one. You belong in all of our communities.
Definitely.
So you know how to reach us if you need anything. Let us know. We'll get you in the proper resources if we need to. But you're also awesome. You're also beautiful. And John, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you too, man. With that, I'm going to throw up the BRB screen, and I will catch you all in just a minute. Thanks again, Papa Paws.
Not a problem.